And the servant who knows what the master wants but isn't prepared and doesn't carry out those instructions will be severely punished. So you already have a level of punishment that's coming. But some of these people are going to get an extra level of punishment. My name is Apostle Dwayne Hughes. The video that you're watching is part of a larger series called What You Need to Know About Church 2.0. If you like this video, please check out the rest of the series because I'm going to be sharing a lot of hard truths to prepare you for the times that are coming. We're about to witness an unstoppable move of the Holy Spirit. God is getting ready to purify His saints with fire and fill us with power. It's going to look like the Church of Acts in our modern day. Now I'm going to be sharing a lot of hard truths to edify you and build you up in the Word as we all come together into the plan that God has for us. And please compare everything that I and everyone else says by the Word of God and through prayer. With that being said, let's check out the video. God is not pleased with weak Christians. Let's talk about it. We have come to be taught that Jesus is love. Yes, He is. We've also been shown how merciful and long-suffering He is, which He is. But at the same time, we have to understand that our God is a consuming fire. Now, this is not so that you would fear God and serve Him out of just dread and fear, more so that you respect His ability to give you a real good whooping, okay? Or to send Satan in and let him give you one. Now, I say this because there are a lot of people who do not understand that the power of the gospel is life and death. It is the most important thing that someone needs to hear. So if you've been given the gospel, you have an opportunity and a responsibility to minister it. But not just that, you have a responsibility to live according to it. So even when your mouth is closed, it's witnessing of you. Now, I'm not saying this as if you're going to get it right or you're going to do it perfectly. But you should have a heart to be obedient and to grow in strength and grace. Now, I'm not telling you this because this is my own pet peeve and whatnot. I'm telling you this because if you do not understand this principle, your mindset is not going to be right. If your mindset is not going to be right, your actions aren't going to be right. If your actions aren't going to be right, you're going to fall away. Because God is going to send every person who calls on the name of Christ. You're going to go through a certain amount of trials and struggle. It's ordained. It's a workout that you cannot skip because it's going to go with you wherever you're at. Now, this is very important because I'm trying to give you something for your mindset. This is talking about Church 2.0, what you need to know about Church 2.0, because the time that we're coming in, the times are going to be different. We're about to see some times coming that are going to catch a lot of people unawares. And they're not going to be ready for the pressure and the trials and the struggles, and they're going to fall away. We're in the time of the great falling away. This is it. Now, I've got another message I'm going to be preaching on that later, but I just want you to know the signs are there. All the biblical signs are there. We are in the time of the great falling away. We're in the time of the time scale being, the schedule being sped up. We're in the time of miraculous storms and all kinds of crazy things. We're watching whole countries catch on fire. I mean, we're watching all kinds of crazy, diverse happenings in the earth as far as earthquakes and things like that. I mean, this is not a time to just think, oh, this is just going along as usual. It's not as usual. This is not the same. And also, spiritual persecution and the unleashing of the devil and his spiritual agents against us is coming. It's coming. And so God is warning you ahead of time to get prepared. Get your heart and mind and spirit right. Because if you're not taking territory, you're going to be taken. They're going to overtake you. You're going to turn away. One hand is going to win. It's just like an arm wrestling match. Either you're going to win or someone's going to defeat you. It's only going to be one way or the other. Now, let me show you this here. I've got a couple of scriptures for you. They're a little long, but this isn't going to be a long message. Okay, this is coming from Luke chapter 12, beginning at verse 34. Wherever your treasure is, there the desires of your heart will also be. Be dressed for service and keep your lamps burning, as though you were waiting for your master to return from the wedding feast. Then you will be ready to open the door and let him in the moment he arrives and knocks. So this is someone who's dressed and ready. I'm ready for whatever God has for me. I'm ready. Doesn't matter what time he comes back, I'm ready. I got it. I'm ready. I'm ready. I got my clothes on, my shoes on. I'm in the bed, fully dressed, with my shoes on. I'm ready. Or maybe my shoes are off, but they're on the side of the bed, right at the right spot. Throw off the covers, bam, put my shoes in, I'm jump up, I'm ready. You got to be ready. And he says be ready. He told them to be ready when the Passover happened. He told them to be ready. And it's no different. It's no different out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. Then the servants who are ready and are waiting for his return will be rewarded. I tell you the truth, he himself will seat them and put on an apron and serve them as they sit and eat. Wouldn't it be great to be served by God? Wouldn't that be great for God to do something? You haven't met a maitre d' that can be as good as God at presenting a menu, and a chef as good as God at making a meal, and a decorator as good as God at setting the venue and the stage and the dishes and all the other stuff. Imagine if God made you a meal, a gourmet meal or something like that. I'm just saying. And he said, and serve them, and as they sit and eat. He may come in the middle of the night or just before dawn. Now, this is Jesus speaking. But whenever he comes, he will reward the servants who are ready. So you want to be ready. Understand this. If a homeowner knew exactly when a burglar was coming, he would not permit his house to be broken into. We have to be ready for the Lord's return as if we were looking for a burglar. With the same fervency and intensity that you're trying not to lose your stuff to a burglar. You don't want to lose your salvation. You don't want to lose your call. You don't want to lose your assignment. You don't want to lose God's approval. You see what I'm saying? And he's saying it right here. So the mindset has to be, I'm getting dressed and ready, waiting on my master to arrive in the same way that I'd be dressed and ready, waiting for a burglar. With the same intensity of mindset, the same fear of loss. He said, you also must be ready all the time, for the Son of Man will come when least expected. Peter asked, Lord, is that illustration just for us or for everyone? And the Lord replied, a faithful, sensible servant is one to whom the master can give the responsibility of managing his other household servants and feeding them. So now, wait a minute, Peter. He's not just talking to you about the other servants. He's talking to you about another level of that. You have to take care of the other servants with the same intensity. If the master returns and finds that servant has done a good job, there will be a reward. I tell you the truth, the master will put that servant in charge of all he owns. So the first example, the first level is just being ready for the Lord. But the next level of the example is being ready and faithful, still ready for the Lord, but being faithful in ministering to those who he's assigned you to minister to until, with the same fervency and intensity, until he looking for his coming. I tell you the truth, the master will put that servant in charge of all he owns. But what if the servant thinks, my master won't be back for a while, and he begins beating the other servants, partying and getting drunk? There's a lot of people out there ministering who think that they can live high on the hog right now. And then instead of giving the people things to help and strengthen the people, they're finding ways to take from the people. Watch out. I hope the video is ministering to you. This would be a great time for you to put a like in on it. The master will return unannounced and unexpected, and he will cut the servant in pieces and banish him with the unlawful. But it's not just that. Check this out. And the servant who knows what the master wants but isn't prepared and doesn't carry out those instructions will be severely punished. So you already have a level of punishment that's coming. But some of these people are going to get an extra level of punishment. Okay? But someone who does not know and then does something wrong will be punished only lightly. When someone has been given much, much will be required in return. And when someone has been entrusted with much, even more will be required. Understand, do not take lightly the assignment to minister the gospel. Or if you're given a job to do it, don't take it lightly. Do not. And I would also love it if you would subscribe so that you can support the channel. Verse 49. I have come to set the world on fire, and I wish it were already burning. Please hear what I'm saying to you. This is from Jesus, the one that everybody thinks is this nice guy. You can kick his name around and do all this other stuff. When he comes back, he is going to be the judge, and no one can fight him. Nobody. Nobody. There is no power, no authority, no force, no ability to fight him. He owns all of it. That's like, I can't even think of an example. That's like a man trying to fight a nuclear weapon that's aiming at him. Good luck with that. But that a nuclear weapon is not even comparable to the power of God. It's just, please. I mean, I could go on. There's more scriptures I could give you. But the bottom line is, don't allow your walk, your witness, your faithfulness to God to be as one who is weak. You are supposed to be salty when you're salty. You're supposed to be bright when the light is on, because you are the light. He said if salt loses its saltiness, it is worth nothing. It is only worth being thrown out and trampled underfoot. He said no person lights a lamp and puts it under a bushel. And a city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. If you hide your light, if you're not, serious about your faith, and it's not just in what you say, it's not going around talking to people, saying stuff all the time, it's in what you don't say. You can witness by what you don't say, by what you don't join in on, by where you don't go, by what you don't agree to do, and all these things. It's not about, there's a lot of people who go preaching all the time and don't live. It's your life. Your life is what you minister with. And so it's vitally important. God does not accept a weak Christian. He's going to beat that weakness right out of you, or you're going to turn away. He said, be ye hot or cold. But if you're lukewarm, he's going to spit you out of his mouth. I'm telling you this because 2.0 is coming. Pressure is coming. All kinds of crazy things are coming. Get ready. Get ready. Please. Heed this word. Go Go on a fast, do some prayer, something. Get in the face of God and let him tell you what he needs you to do. In any case, I hope this message finds you in health and in strength. This is Apostle Dwayne. If this video is ministering to you, please give it a like. That way other people will see it. Please subscribe to the channel. That helps promote the channel and this ministry. Don't forget to press the bell, because then you'll be notified every time we upload new videos.